Hey everybody, it's Eric, 80s Horror Man here, and welcome to day 14 for my 31 Days of Horror. Today I'll be doing a movie that was done in 1987, and this is a recognizable movie from that year. And the movie I'm talking about is Hellraiser. Now, this was directed by Clive Barker, and this was like his first directorial debut, if I'm not mistaken. And so basically the movie starts off is where this guy sitting at the table across from another gentleman, and the guy across from him ends up asking him what's his pleasure by saying, "What's your pleasure, sir?" And he says the box. He's interested in the box, which is this one right here. Here, this is like a puzzle box. Turns out, and this goes by another er, title called the Lament Configuration. So that's what this puzzle box is called. It's called the Lament Configuration. So the guy buys the box and he's like, messing with it, trying to see what it does and how it works. And it opens up, and it turns out that it opens up doors, passageways. And then next, out of nowhere, the chains with hooks on the end shoots out of the puzzle box and hooks into his skin. So, what basically this puzzle box not only opens doors, but it kind of like it gives you what you're looking for, whether you want pleasure or pain, or heaven or hell. Or and it turns out this puzzle box not only it opens up doors and passageways, but it also ends up summoning these creatures known as the Cenobites, which are into pleasure and pain. And that's what they always look forward to every time when someone opens the door to their world. So, with that being said, you got a family that moves into his house just recently. He, and apparently, the guy who opened the doorway to the puzzle box has been staying at that house before the family ended up moving in. But when the husband is like trying to get the mattress upstairs with help by some movers, apparently he doesn't notice this nail sticking out of the wall. And as soon as he hits the nail, he kind of ends up cutting his hand. And he has his wife take a look at it, and he's like bleeding. It drops the blood on the floor. Right? And next, as soon as they leave the room, next, it kind of like brings the guy who back to life, which was basically the husband's brother, Frank. So with the drop of that blood, it ends up bringing Frank back to life, where he ends up escaping from the Cenobites. And then, when the husband's wife Julia goes up into the attic, turns out she discovers Frank, and he's like this hideous monster, and he ends up asking her for help. So she ends up agreeing because she ended up having an affair with her husband's brother, her like on the night of the wedding when they got married. So she ends up luring unknown men that she picks up, brings them to the house, and then she ends up killing them by whacking them in the head with a hammer. And then Frank, the monster, ends up crawling over and feeds on the unsuspecting victims that she brings home because she wants him back. So every drop of blood that she brings over for him to feed on, it kind of like makes him become whole again, where he's wants to be human again, and where his nerves start working again and everything else. So, that's pretty much like the synopsis of this movie. But I mean, also in the movie, you also got their daughter, Kirsty, who doesn't like Julia because she's such a bitch, and she thinks that she's hiding something. But then that's when she discovers that she's got the monster, her Frank, and basically, when she now gets her hands on the box, she ends up opening the door and makes a deal with the Cenobites. So that's pretty much what happens in this movie of Hellraiser. I know it's a little bit confusing and hard to explain, but I'm doing the best I can because I mean you got like a lot of shit that goes on in this movie. Like you got one story, then you got another story. You just got like a whole bunch of shit going on. So again, just trying to explain it the best way I could possibly can, because it might be a little bit confusing if people don't know what I'm talking about. Just watch the movie and you'll understand it better. This movie was put out by Arrow, and this movie does have a shitload of special features. Sorry for the glare there, but if you want to put it on pause, there's all the special features this movie has. But overall, this movie is a classic horror movie, and it is a recognizable title that everyone is familiar with. So if you haven't seen any of the Hellraiser movies, definitely recommend checking it out. I met the two characters from the first one, the guy who plays Pinhead, Doug Bradley, this one here, and Ashley Lawrence, who played Kirsty at a convention in Rochester. And I had both of them sign my 30th anniversary edition soundtrack of Hellraiser, which I got right here. So I had both of them sign that. Plus, I got their autographed 8x10 photos as well. And also got my picture taken with them as well. So if you haven't seen any of the Hellraisers, again, check them out. They're actually very fun movies. First one's definitely the best. And the rest are actually not bad. So, Hellraiser from 1987. Check it out. Alright guys, so that's it for day 14 for my 31 Days of Horror. What do you guys think? Have you seen this movie before? Have you seen any of the Hellraiser movies at all? If so, please let me know in the comments down below. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Also, I know they did the remake to Hellraiser and it's on Hulu. I haven't seen the remake yet, and I wouldn't mind seeing it. If you have seen the remake, please let me know how it is. If it's any good, should I check it out? Also, like and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for some more videos, and for some more videos for the 31 Days of Horror. Later.